Now, we have been travelling full time in our camper with its custom built electrical system for over 5 years. And so today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should do what we do and stick with that system rather than put in something like a solar generator, which is becoming a really popular option. Now, if you're going to live full time in your van, even the most tiny inconsequential job will get incredibly annoying very, very fast. I've spent over 5.5 years making my bed every day, and I tell you, it wears really, really thin. So having a system that is built to your van and is installed on your van, you don't have to do anything. I have to put my solar panels out or turn my batteries on or do anything. If I want to charge them when I drive, I just turn on my engine. If I want to plug it in, I just connect a plug, or the solar just does what it does whenever. I don't have to do anything. If I have a power bank, you either have to permanently install it, and then you're going to have to run a load of cables because you can't actually connect stuff to it because it's all on the power bank, or you're going to have to move it around all the time. You're going to need to take it out because you need to recharge it, or you're going to have to put it somewhere, or generally move your solar panels around because they're the flexible ones and you don't have them permanently installed, and all of those things. And that's fine if it's a weekend trip, but I can tell you, you're not going to want to do that every single day for the foreseeable future. It's not going to be fun. Now picture this: you are on holiday with your lovely new power station, and heaven forbid something happens and it's not working, and you think, oh, it's fine, oh, it's in the warranty. But to get that validated, you have to send away your entire power system. So now you've just lost everything, just like in one go. And if you're abroad, then you can't do anything about it really, because you can't ship like a 20 kilo lithium battery. That's a really big problem if you ever have something fail. Now in our system, and we have had multiple failures, so I can confirm this, you can make do. So if one of my batteries loses a cell, I could disconnect it and just use the other 2 batteries. Or if the inverter tries to catch fire again, I could just disconnect that part and I can still use, run the engine and use that kind of power, or I can still use my solar. I've got a few more options, and in terms of repairing it, it's more easily repairable because I can swap out bits and bobs. It's not all contained in one special box. Now, on the subject of swapping things out if it goes wrong, you might want to swap things out because it's kind of going right. You might want to upgrade. Now, when we left, we didn't use all that much electricity and it was totally fine. Now 5 years on, we have extra tech, we have Starlink, we have another laptop, we have cameras, and they all use extra power. And so it's really nice to have the option to be able to add into your system if you want to. Now, it's not advisable for you to add in batteries later and add solar like later really, but it is possible and you can do it. Now, if you want to change your battery bank, then you're going to buy another one, and now you have 2 inverters that you've paid for, but you don't really need 2 inverters, but you have to pay for it because it's all in a box, and it doesn't really make much sense. At least if it's separate components, you have the option to swap things in and out and tweak your system, because even with the best calculations, sometimes it's hard to get it completely right the first time. If you have a solar generator, you're going to need to recharge it, and those things generally come with 3 options, right? You can plug it in to an outlet, like household voltage. You can charge it off the cigarette lighter, and you can use the solar. Well, that's great, I can do all those things in here as well, but I can also use my alternator, and that is free power that you've already got when the engine is running that you can't really utilize if you're going to go and get yourself a battery bank. And the other thing that people seem to forget is they buy something for the capacity and they're like, oh lovely, I can run my fridge for 10 hours off that. I'm like, yes, but then your fridge is there for a day, and now your battery bank's flat, but then you also want your fridge for the next day. So you have to bear in mind that just because it has a recharge time, and it will do it, you still need power in the time that you're recharging it. So you need a system that can keep up with what you're going to do. And you've got more ways to recharge a conventional built-in system because it can charge in multiple ways. And there is a company out there, EcoFlow, are very popular, and they actually have a way to charge your power station off the engine, which is great. But you know what the problem is? And this brings me on to my final point. It is money. It's really, really expensive. If you want this option, it is double the price of buying a conventional battery to battery charger. And that's an expensive way of doing it. You can put a split charge relay in for like 30 quid. We have a DC to DC charger because we run lithium, and that's like £150, and their system is double that. And this is across the board, everything is more expensive. If you get a solar generator, you can have one and it will cost you about £1,500, and it will give you half the capacity of putting in an equivalent system. You could put in a really good off-grid system for 1,500 quid, that's fine. And if you wanted to get the equivalent in a solar generator, you could probably add 1,000 onto that. So money, people, it is the main point. You will always pay more for the convenience. There you have it. Those are my 5 reasons why you should put in the effort and build your own system, rather than just getting yourself the easy way out solar generator. We'll be back every Friday with some more van life tips and tech.